All right, just talking about some of our wide zone stuff. So this is going to be play one, much like our buck last year. Right now it's just drawn up to red. There's a lot of things we're going to be able to do. One of the things that I want to do, depending on whether this player is somebody who needs to be packaged or whether we can find that two-way kind of player. This is going to be regular red. If we want to have a more traditional H-back look, we're just going to call it red open. Open tells the Y. He's going to split out wide. And then our B is going to come in and be a more of a traditional H-back look. But first thing we need to understand, we're running to our right, to our strong side. So our play side gap is to our right as an offensive lineman. We're still reading this backside end. We're not going to touch him. Obviously, it'll depend on whether that's a beast or not. So we can still run our read look. We can still run our peek, and there's going to be a couple different things we're gonna kind of add into that, hopefully. But the one thing we need to understand as an offensive lineman is if I'm covered or I'm uncovered. So covered means there's a player head up with me or to my play side gap. I'm not worried about an inside shade or a backside shade. So right now, if we're starting left to right, we already said we're not blocking this guy. Rule one, if you're uncovered, can I help the player next to me, yes or no? If not, then I just climb. So he's just going to climb up to the next level. The left guard, he's obviously covered. There's a player head up. There's actually a player in his inside gap. So his rule is to try to cross face. I'm going to horizontally run and try to get my nose into his play side nipple. Now I'm going to have help here because I understand that my center is uncovered. So I can be a little bit more aggressive to the play side because I know he's going to have my help. So what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to get my nipple. I'm going to try to beat him to the spot, getting horizontal movement. And that's my rule. My center, who's uncovered, but he needs to help his guy backside. So he's just going to give him a jab, help out backside. Once we have this double team secured, we always want to get the defensive lineman first, that first level. Then I'm going to climb to a threat. As the play side guard, there's obviously somebody either head up or in my play side gap. My rule, since he's right on my outside shade, pretty much a 3-tech, I'm going to be very, I would say, cautious, or I'm going to catch this block. I don't need to drive this man. We're not trying to drive and make big holes left and right. We're just trying to move people horizontally and then open up a crease. So I can get my face on this play side nipple and kind of just catch. And it doesn't matter. I'm not necessarily trying to hook them. If I can hook him, that is obviously wonderful. But if I can't, then I just want to engage him and ride him out. Our backs rule is on our third step, 1, 2, 3 at our attack point, our decision is made. Our offensive linemen need to understand that. So they need to give a clear, defined read to our running back. So by my 1, 2, 3 third step, my 1, 2, 3 third step, my running back is reading my helmet. My running back is reading my helmet. So we have to be in line with that. That being said, our aim point is this tight end's inside foot. We're going to do it a little bit differently because this is just how I'm comfortable doing it. So moving on to the next player. This guy's obviously covered. There's a player in his play side gap. He is going to try to reach and get to that nipple. This guy's off the line, this Sam Backer. We're not worried about the second level before we take care of the first level. So he's going to play it very similar than the center, as the center did. He's going to step, give a little stab, and then move to the next level, knowing he has help. Now, in a perfect world, we're making this guy make the tackle. We get a seal, we get horizontal movement. We're better than them. We can actually get to their play side, and we're one-on-one with the corner. Obviously, that's not always going to happen. But if we get to our aim point on our third step, our eyes always go to the second player furthest from the center play side. So right now, this would be 1, 2. So this is our first read. He's the second player, play side to the center on the D line. So his eyes will go 1, 2, 3. Where did this guy go? Did he fight to maintain the shoulder? Fine. I know I got a cutback. If he reads 2 to 1, this guy fought. I read number 1. He fought as well. then that's where my vertical crease comes in. Remember, this mic is probably going to flow with our are back, right? Well, they're not reading guards. There's nothing to read. So 1, 2, 3. He's going to read 1, 2, 3. So this is where that crease is. We already know. I don't have help. I'm climbing. This is a one-on-one block, and that's the base principles of our wide zone. So if you're covered, that means there's a player in my play side gap. I'm trying to get to this nipple. If I'm uncovered, there's a player either to my inside shade or over somebody else. I check inside and climb. And that's the base rules. And what we want everything moving this way. And we're reading off of our rule. Can I get this kid one-on-one? Yes or no? And I'm reading 1, 2. Where did he go? Maybe he pinched, and that means this is the hole. Obviously, it looks like a lot of scribble, but this is kind of our base rules.